congregation of the Church of Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo.
You're now listening to INC Radio United Kingdom Satellite Studio.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening from wherever you are in the world. Welcome back again. We're here in INC Radio, United Kingdom Satellite Studio. And today is the 5th of October. And yes, it's already October, believe it or not. Today it's just 1 minute past the hour of 5 o'clock here in Ireland and also in the UK. My name is Brother CJ. CJ. Hello, everyone. And I am from the local congregation of Dublin here in the District of Ireland. And of course, I'm not going to be alone for today, as you always have known. For those who have been watching us, it's very rare occasions I'll be alone, and I don't think I'll ever be. And for today, I will be joined by our beautiful sisters. We'll start with Senli.
Hi, CJ, and to everyone joining us on INC Radio United Kingdom Satellite Studio. I'm a little bit giggly because I'm trying to reach out to everyone who's already joined us on the live comment section on YouTube. And we're so happy and we're so excited to see everyone so eager already to join us, commenting and doing the hashtag challenge for the District of Britain South. We're just so happy that everyone is continuing on supporting us on INC Radio United Kingdom Satellite Studio. And again, thank you so much, everybody, for joining us this Sunday afternoon. And before I completely forget and start talking, I'm Stanley Grace Medina from the local congregation of Dublin South from the District of Ireland, and I'll be one of your hosts for this afternoon. But as CJ has mentioned, we're not by ourselves. We are joined by some lovely ladies with us. But first, I'll call on Honey Jean. Hi, Honey Jean.
Yes. Hello, Sinley and CJ from Ireland. Nice to see you all here in INC Radio United Kingdom. And yes, we can't believe it. It's already the first Sunday of October. Hi, everyone. And before we start, we invite everyone tuning in or about to tune in INC Radio United Kingdom to comments and put on your hashtag local, hashtag duties in the live chats, okay? And I am, once again, Honey Jean Mamaril from the local congregation of Exeter, Britain South. And since I am from Southwest, I would like to introduce you all to my best friend, our guest for today, Christine Corpus from the local congregation of Turkey.
Yoo-hoo! Hello, everyone. Would like to say good afternoon, good evening, and good day to all of you, to all our viewers. My name is Christine Corpus Badas from the local congregation of Turkey District of Britain South.
Yes.
Thank you.
How are we all doing, Senli, CJ, and Christine?
Very good, Honey Jean. Thank you so much for joining us, Honey Jean, and also Christine. Thank you for joining us here for our show today. So, it's always us, me and just Sedley. But now, since we're full packed, we're gonna extend the show for another hour. I'm just kidding. No, we're not. We're not going to be.
We're kidding.
Just kidding. Just to have more exposure for us. No, but we'll proceed with what we're going to expect for today's show this afternoon. Here in INC Radio Satellite Studio, United Kingdom, where we will be discussing first our topic discussion, afterwards called Making Room for Growth, and afterwards we will start our CFO or Christian Family Organization in action. But first, we will go through our topic discussion. Senli?
Yes, so we are just so excited to talk about our topic discussion this afternoon. But first, for all of our viewers and our listeners, we would like to say to everyone that this topic discussion that we are about to discuss is from our point of view. We'd like to ask you to join along and answer along with us, coming from your own personal experience. And we do hope that we'll see your own answers on our live comment section on YouTube, so you could read that along all throughout our topic discussion. But as CJ has mentioned, our topic discussion is all about making room for growth. And what is that? Making room. So that's making space in our own personal lives about different aspects of growth in our own lives. So once again, from our this is coming from our own point of view. So please continue to share with us your own personal growth in your own personal lives. So we'll dive into our very first question for all of us here joined along online. But please don't be shy to type that along on the live comment section, because we'd like to hear your own point of view, your own very own comment. So firstly, for the first question that we have for all of us here, so what does growth look like in your own life, in the different aspects of your own life? So we'll go with CJ first, and we'll move that along with our very own panelists that we have here today. Now, CJ, for you, what does growth look like for you in your own life?
Well, certainly, in regards to growth, um, apart from getting fat, um, apart from having food every day, no, for me, honestly, I would, for my own experience, I would define growth as, growing professionally and personally as well. Professionally, if you're aiming for growth, for professional growth, um, for me, I would always strive to be better in my work compared to what I was yesterday. So I would always tell myself to what can I do today that I wasn't able to do yesterday, and just to be able to, because I don't like comparing myself to other people, so I would rather compare myself to myself. So I would I would I would ask myself, what did I do yesterday and what can I improve? So professionally, that would help me, bit by bit. It doesn't have to be like, straight away overnight success, but it's just, small steps towards getting, um depends on, I mean, we all, to each our own, we have like our own professional, I mean, goals in regards to our professional growth. But like personal growth, maybe for me, what it would look like is, of course, apart from being more mature, I guess, it also comes with, being able to acknowledge that um, you just have to grow. Like, I guess for me, my definition of growth is, being able to become better as you were yesterday. So I guess it does relate to, from what I said earlier, and in regards to my professional growth, it doesn't have to be just, restricted in professional. It can also, I mean, what you're doing in, and what you're doing to grow professionally, you can also apply it in your personal life. And for me anyway, that's what I do. So, if I wasn't able to work out yesterday, I could work out today. Like, maybe if I wasn't, if I haven't tried winter hiking last year, maybe I could try it this year, you know. But I don't think I'll be trying this year, so I might try it next year again. No, but it's always it's fulfilling the commitments that you made to yourself. If you promise yourself that you're gonna do this tomorrow, do this next year, next week, or the next month, um, you just go for it and do it, because you made a commitment to yourself. So imagine making promises to another person and not fulfilling it. That's a bit disappointing, isn't it? So yeah, that's for me.
And like I think coming from what you just mentioned, like I think a lot of us here and on our own, we always not compare ourselves but compare our past selves, because you want to step up. I think growth for every one of us here is for us to do something moving us forward, right? I think that's what everybody could agree on, that we want to move forward. And speaking of moving forward, I know both Honey Jean and Christine have a lot of their own personal growth that's happening like this year and last year, right? Because both of you just became moms. So I want to hear their personal growth. Maybe we'll go to to Honey Jean first. What's personal growth in your own life right now?
All right, Cindy, thank you for asking me that. Well, just to add on to what you and CJ have mentioned, that um actually we all have our own pace when it comes to growth, if, in any aspects, may it be emotionally, mentally, career or spiritual growth, and also financial growth, right? But for me, as a member of the Church of Christ, what I consider growth to myself is by leveling up from being a kadiwa to buklod. Well, we all came from CWS and then binhi and kadiwa, and now I am buklod, and recently, or not recently, because my baby is already 1.5 months, one and a half year rather, sorry, that's 18 months. So um a lot has been going on mentally, emotionally, but at the same time, I can tell myself that it has made me a better person, because somehow, from all the learnings that I have from the Kadiwa, I carried it to my heart and mind. Like, for example, using your mind rather than your heart. I mean, you have to balance, especially for moms. After delivery, we have what we call the postpartum thing, and then hormones shoots up and all the things. So it's kind of tricky to be able to keep everything straight ahead. And like again, I said, from being a kadiwa to a buklod and now a mother, um I'm not only managing myself but the family as well, together with my husband. So in that particular sense, I think of most of our viewers can relay a lot from being a single person to somebody who have their families already. And I think that goes the same with Sister Christine, right?
Oh yes, yes, that's correct, Hani. Of course, I would like to share as well my personal experience or personal emotions with regards to that. With first, the physical growth of mine, because being a first time mom, it involves of our taking care of ourselves in terms of health, in terms of our having enough sleep, and also for the proper nutrition that we intake, because as a being a mom, it's really important to apply these things because we're taking care of our baby. Yeah. And it's really it's really important to apply this in our daily lives, of taking care of our body, having a proper exercises, good nutrition, and enough sleep. Yeah. And next to that, I believe the emotional growth, it's really also important to understand our feelings and how you manage it, because sometimes, for me, I'm experienced like crying um in a day, like for an hour, for just only none reason. Maybe it's part of our postpartum emotions. And of course, as a person, we have to understand it and also manage it as well. In terms of my spiritual growth, the really important to me is being a close or intact relationship to our Lord God. Because as a member of a Church of Christ, we have to practice what we believe in through the Bible teachings, and also participating in all the activities in the Church of Christ, attending all the activities, such as what we call physical activities in our CFO, right? So I believe we will overcome all of this negative things in our life if we are have a positive, or our spiritual growth will be the top of it. I believe that's my own personal growth experience.
Yes, thank you, Christine, for sharing that actually. And I believe for members of the Church of Christ, all of us, we all have been reminded constantly that for us, growth is needed as a part of our way of life. As members of the Church of Christ, we are constantly reminded in our worship services that we shouldn't be what's the word, stagnant, or remain just complacent in our day-to-day life. We need to keep going ahead, pushing on, right? And that applies specifically for our lives as members of the Church of Christ. That, for example, if you've been an officer of a specific organization, all of us have been encouraged, right, to take on more responsibilities in the church, because that's our goal as members of the Church of Christ, to keep on pleasing our Almighty God through many activities and works inside the church. So for us, we just need to keep pushing on, and that's the goal for all of us, regardless of what's going on in our lives or what growth we want to bring forward. I feel like all of us members of the Church of Christ, we always put forward is our own personal spiritual growth first before anything else, right? But speaking of growth, right, I know you've mentioned so many personal growths in your own areas of your own personal lives, but what were some of the challenges that you face, or what are some of the why did you find it hard to grow without first making space? So, like, for example, just to make that clear to all of us listening on INC Radio United Kingdom Satellite Studio. So, for what are the challenges that we face? Because we know all of us are quite busy. Time is not really on our side, especially for I want to point out the moms who are listening to us right now. Our time is not on our own hands, especially for those who have little infants. We're looking after the needs of a new baby, so their needs come first. So, like, that's not on our own terms anymore. So for you, for everyone joining us and listening to us, so what are the challenges that you face in order for you to make that growth or bring that growth to reality? So, like as I mentioned, time, well, I'll go to CJ first. What were the challenges for you to overcome, for you to make those the growth that you have mentioned in the beginning? So what were the challenges that you face?
Well, for me, sadly, I'm not a mom yet. No, I'm just
Yes,
kidding.
you'd like to point that out. He's not a mom yet. Mom yet.
Mom yet. No, not yet. Yeah, so I don't have any. I can't give any opinions regarding parenthood because I'm not on that stage yet. But for me personally, um, I think it's the constant what's the word? It's it's the always, because it's always I've recently learned that it's growth is always uncomfortable, and I think it's very true. Like it's not always easy. Like if you're going for the easy path for growth, I don't think you'd find one unless you really like the growing on whatever aspect of your life it is. But for me, from what I've experienced, seeking for growth, I think it's when you're seeking um comfort always. When you get distracted, when you get sidetracked from where you're supposed to go. um I'll probably give an example. I think last year when I was doing my assignments for my master's studies during my first year, I would always spend the first I worked full time, so after work I would go straight away and do my assignments. I would always it's well, I've changed now, but I would always start with doom scrolling on my social media accounts. And it's very distracting because you always forget, like, oh, okay, what am I supposed to do now? Um, but I've well, fortunately, I've already changed that habit, so I don't have that kind of habit now, and I shouldn't have any. I shouldn't have anymore because you'd have to you'd it's very distracting, especially at this day and age with social media. It's overstimulating sometimes. So that was a challenge for me, getting not getting distracted and sidetracked. But you always grow out of it, when your focus is when you always stay on what you focus on. um you take out those bad habits and you go back to what you should focus on. For me, it's my studies and also my work, and also especially in the performances of my duties in our local congregation. You'd always have to come back. You'd always have, when you get distracted, you just for me, when I get distracted, I would always just remind myself on what should I focus on. If it's in the studies, I would just focus on that. Although I would reward myself later on, with the rest, entertainment and all that. But for the meantime, I'd have to focus on whatever I have to focus on right now, and work, whether it be work or studies, and most especially in performances of our duties. So it's just the habit of reminding ourselves on what should we always focus on whenever we get sidetracked or distracted, because we're only humans. We always have the tendency to get distracted. But what about Honey Jean?
Oh yes. Thank you, CJ. Um, well, realistically, being a mom is really hard, isn't it? From being single to married, but it hits different when you already have a baby. And right now, I already have a toddler. So when you're trying to get things done on your own, you can't do them anymore because you have to prioritize the baby. Say for example, cleaning the house, getting things organized. You know this, and because you see, you told me that you also got babies there in your house, from your sisters, right? So it's very hard to manage the time and to get things done when you had a toddler. Um, and there was a point in my life when I came back from maternity leave to work, and then I got right away full time, 42 hours. Husband is working full time as well. So it's quite hard to manage, and looking up on the house is like topsy turvy. What should I do? Something like that. Um, so I spoke with fellow moms from my from the work and from the church as well, because we got a lot of mothers, you know. So they have given me advices to get things done one at a time, because you cannot get things everything right away. You have to prioritize, and you have things to let go in order for you to get the work done. Because if there's just too much in your plate, if you're congested, then you cannot move forward. So that's for me.
Yeah, is it like like maybe it's like the way to put it to into words is like a lot of us have like want have the intention to create growth in our life, but obviously different circumstances and everything, time, and all personal things going on in our life. The intention is there, but as you already mentioned, and also CJ has mentioned, like when you're in that bubble of comfort, it's hard to make it make a change in a way. But we'll go to Christine. Have you experienced the same thing as Honey Jean? Because you're kind of in the same like boat in a way, that you're both new moms and you experience the same familiar setting as like having a baby and then also working. Did you find that as well, like the same kind of experience as Honey Jean?
Exactly, exactly, Cently. This same experience with the honey gene. Of course, for being a first time mom, it's like, oh, if you are alone you are alone taking care of the baby, if no one's around you because they are all working and your husband is working, and you and your baby in the house, like, oh, I'm not ready to do this, I'm not ready to do that. What I'm going to do, something like that. So I call some of my friends who in the church, like what I'm going to do with this, what I'm going to do with that. So I share the experience to them, and they also give an advice as well to me that makes me feel comfortable afterwards and confident as well to take care of the baby.
You call
Yeah.
me Christine, and
Yeah.
after your
And of course it's really helpful as well because in the church we are conducting what you call that, a parenting seminar in book load activities. So it's really helpful also to get some tips for that, for the parenting that we are also discussing in our seminar in the church when we are conducted the book load activity. Yeah.
So, a lot, as you mentioned, you got a good bit of support from your friends in the church, right? Although there's some challenges that you face for you to create growth in your own personal life. For you, Christine and Honey Jean, your support system is in the church, which is always what we continue to encourage. Not only for Buklod, there's also a support system for us Kadiwa members. So for those who are very new to INC Radio United Kingdom Satellite Studio, or even just hearing about the church. So for those who don't know, Buklod members are the married members
Yeah,
inside the
exactly.
church. Yeah, and Kadiwa members are the ones who are from the age of 18, who are not married who are not married yet. And for those who might hear later on, there is also Binhi members inside the church. So they are the youth members of the church from the ages of 12 to 17. And we also have the children worship service members. So they are the young members of the church from the ages of 4 to 11. So as our uh, hosts have mentioned, there is a good support system for all of the members inside the church. Although we have faced challenges to overcome or to create growth in our lives, we know that there is somebody supporting us or giving us advice to pave the way to create growth in our lives. So now let's proceed. Although we've touched on the many challenges that we face to create growth in our lives, we'll proceed to another question that we have for all of us here, the panelists, and also for those who are continuing to listen to us on YouTube or YouTube Live. So please don't be afraid to jot down your answers. We would like to hear about your own personal intake, and so that we could share it to the world and share it with us, the panelists here today. So the third question that we have is, what kinds of things do you think held you back from your growth? And we've already touched on this, like we mentioned, time, personal circumstances. We'll go to Christine. Christine, what were the things that were holding you back from your growth? You think now as a mother, maybe?
Oh yes, yeah, as what I've mentioned, for being a mom, sometimes uh you don't have a confidence to take care of a baby, as what I've mentioned earlier. And I believe I believe if you are like having goals for this, or accepting this kind of experience, and of course we have to think about the positive things, so that in order for us to grow, and for being a mom, it's really need to think positive, and to learn, to listen to what others advises, especially of co-moms. And also accepting these challenges can help us as well to grow, to help us to grow as well, if we are have the goals to pursue it.
it's so nice for you to bring that up. Like I know a lot of new moms, maybe a lot of the mothers, like more experienced mothers on our live YouTube section could comment that we know like new moms might think that because having a newborn baby or a new child, you feel like you're not confident enough or you don't have the capacity to bring up a child, right? Like we limit ourselves, but we learned that through the people who walked that path already. Don't you think, Honey Jean? Like we get educated from the people that give us advice, right?
Yeah, very true. It comes from their personal experience, but yeah, really, being a mom is not for the weak. So yeah, like I've heard some people saying that after they have one, they will not repeat it again. One is enough. So I think it comes with being knowledgeable as well, because well, I was a nursing student and a nurse back in the Philippines, but the lessons that I I have learned from being a nurse before, I've used it from my delivery and right now as well that I am a mom. Like my mindset has prepared me for this. So, and even though there are times that I feel really low, I just think um of the things that I should do. And I got a supportive husband with me apart from the church members and the friends that also cheer me up. Yeah, so I think yeah, the challenges could be your mindset as well. And so for actually in any in all things, not just being a mom, being a single person as well, if there's something you're going through in life, you just have to look for the answer. And like you've mentioned, as members of the Church of Christ, we are always reminded every time in our worship services, and all the things, all the answers that we need is actually already being laid to us by the church administration. So yeah.
How about we can also ask Senli. Yeah, because you've been asking
I'm in the hot seat.
questions because we need to ask as well in terms of your what kind of things you hold back from
Like
growth, do you believe?
yeah, for me, like I think CJ and Honey Jean has already mentioned it, but like the mindset and old habits. I feel like CJ has mentioned that like we're people. We're just so comfortable and so like we like being familiar with things. We don't like change. I feel like that's everyone, right? So when you step away from the routine, from the things that you normally do on a day-to-day life, um like that's one of the things for me that's holding me back for growth. But what I always kind of go back to, what I have like in my core mindset is, if we stay like this, then nothing's gonna happen, right? If you're just treading on the same way, same routine that you have on a daily basis, then nothing's gonna happen if you're not gonna make a change, right? So like first mindset is holding me back, old habits that I'm too fond of. And I think we use this as well, time, because we're all busy. Like regardless of where you are, what point of your life you are, we always say, I'm too busy to make a change or even to step forward. So for me, that's one of the things that held me back, but I have to bring it up upon myself. The reminders that were given to us, as Honey Jane has mentioned during the worship services, whenever we're guided by what we learn in the worship service, you correct the wrong mindset, because you're like, I can't be like this, we can't stay like this, or even just like the negative personal thoughts, you don't even say it out loud, but it's in your head. You
Oh
go like,
yes,
no,
yes.
I can't be like that. It's true, right? you
Yes,
know
it's true.
you don't say it out loud, but it's in your thoughts. So when you are in the worship service, that gets corrected. The wrong mindset gets corrected. And yeah, and I know that it's not only me that kind of have that experience, but for my own personal experience, those are the things that held me back for a good bit. But you learn that as you mature, not only in age but also in faith, you know. And CJ has mentioned that already. It's we we mature in faith and we also mature in age, but the best way to move forward is to mature in faith, right? And then so we'll go to maybe a joint question, because we've already talked about the challenges, but for all of us here and also those who are listening to us, what are the ways that you made room or make room in practical ways? So like for us to make explain it a bit better for those who are tuning into us, like how did we make room, like how did I make room in real practical ways? For me, like I'm very visual person, so for me to make room for growth, I had to declutter some of the things that I have in the house. Like for me, I can't physically move if there's so many things cluttered around. I need to have specific order in my life before I proceed and do something, like especially something important. I don't know if you find that as well, CJ. Do you not do you get easily distracted if there's just too many things scattered around you?
Yeah, definitely, Sandy. I think it goes for everybody. You know, when you get into your room and everything it's just all over the place, like as if a storm has got inside your room. Um, you really couldn't think clearly. I mean, for me, uh, I'm I mean, probably in your definition, in your in your in other people's definition, I'm probably disorganized, but this is organization for me. I mean, I think it we just have because I don't like um I don't like other people rearranging the stuff that I have prearranged. I think that's I'm not sure if anybody has that kind of trait as well. But if this book goes into this specific shelf, I want it to stay that way. But if it's not, but if I were to look for it and it's not there, and I find it in another spot in my room, um, I'd probably feel very uncomfortable and I wouldn't be able to think clearly. But generally, you know, when it's not when your place or when it's just not organized at all, or when it's just too much clutter, um, yeah, generally I don't think you'd be able to think clearly. Um, yeah, from in my own experience anyway, I wouldn't be able to. But what about Honey Jean? I think for moms as well. I think cleaning and being organized is very important, you know, because when you have a baby, when you're looking for stuff, especially the smallest ones, um, what do you call that little thing that they put in their mouth?
Oh, pacifier, you mean?
Here, yes.
Well,
You,
making a room is literally making a room. Like yeah, well, like suddenly I cannot also work when there's so much things scattered around. Like I said, the house is a bit topsy turvy, I called it. But that's when I realized actually that I shouldn't also be hard on myself. All right. So I need to have a clear space of mind and able for me to move on. So if I say I have a laundry to do, I have a cleaning to do, I have to cook dishes. So I make a to-do list for a day or a week. So I prioritize things. Oh, this day I'll just do the cleaning, and then the following day I'll do the laundry, and then I ask my husband, "Can you do the cooking?" So we have a teamwork. Yeah.
It's nice to hear the like the really practical, like real life advices that we get from Honey Jean and also CJ, because like we're in our different stages in our lives. Like obviously, Honey Jean and Christine are in their like young mom era, and me and CJ are still stuck in our Kadiwa era. We're
No,
stuck
we're
there.
not stuck, Stanley. We're
No,
not
we're
stuck.
stuck in a sense that we
Okay.
like it here. Our
Okay.
growth is going to be
Don't
to make it to
rush.
the flood.
We like it here, but don't like it too much, though.
I know you'll get there.
It's yes,
Get
we'll
there
get
soon.
there, and well, we hope that we'll be in the same space as you and Honey Jean, and yeah, you Christine and Honey Jean, that you're giving us. You will be providing the same practical experiences. Hi there. What's your baby's name again, Honey Jean?
Shion. Say
Hiya, hiya, baby. She's so eager to join us on our topic discussion because her mom is just so practical, and she's giving out tips already for our topic discussion. And I like how her headband looks. She's
She
such a
will be
girly
like
girl.
her mom soon. Yeah.
Hi Baba. Say hello to everyone joining us on INC Radio.
say hello. Hello. Keep on commenting your with your local congregation and your church duties. Woohoo!
I believe there's a loads of comments now in our YouTube channel.
Yeah, like the comments are just going and coming in so fast that we can't read and zone in on
It's really, yeah.
highlight some comments. And we do really appreciate everybody joining us and commenting on our comment section. But we'll have to go to the end of our topic discussion, but we'll go to our very last questions for all of us here, our panelists, before we end our topic discussion. So for us, how do you support others or yourself on your journey of growth? So anybody want to dive in first?
I'll probably go first, Stanley. For me, supporting, it's very important to support yourself first before you can support others, because you cannot fill from an empty cup. You know, you cannot give what you don't have. So you'd have to grow in your own way first before you could be able to support others. So being able to empathize with yourself, forgive yourself from making any mistakes, and just get a move forward and take the next steps on what you like. I'll come back to what I said earlier, to just focus on your own path, and just to be able to come back whenever you get sidetracked and distracted. And also celebrate small wins. Like, it doesn't have to be, you don't have to like wait for a huge accomplishment for you to be able to celebrate. Like, even just being able to survive the day, a hectic day, and giving yourself, a tap on the shoulder, like, well done, self. And because through that you'll be able to support others as well. What about Honey Jean? Sorry to cut you off. I know you wanted to say something earlier.
It's okay. Um, well, supporting ourselves and others. Well, for me, uh, as a mom, a new mom, um, I would give back the same support that I had when going through pregnancy and being a mother. So, um, advising and what do you call this? Gifts, small gifts. I may say, just reciprocating, but back what I have received from them. So in that small thing, um, you know, it like Christine said, she received advices from any from all the mothers and all the brethren, like all friends. So it's just the same thing as me. It's like building up your support system as well. So that way we could all learn.
And do you feel the same way, Christine, about what Honey Jean has mentioned about how we support others and ourselves as well?
Yeah, I'm nothing to say about more of that because we do have a same experience with Honey Jean. So I believe, yeah, I believe that we have to share our experience, so that we will also receive a advice from others who are already a mom or an expert mom. Yeah.
Yes, thanks, Christine. And also, I'd like to point out my own kind of take for this question. So for me, the way that I would show support or even provide kind of yes, show support to others and even for myself to keep myself accountable for my own growth. Like for me, I try to model growth, especially to the younger members of the church, because we know that even without pointing out that fact, we know little children and young members of the church uh, see us, and they kind of want to mirror what we're doing. So I always make sure that for me to grow, I always want to make sure that I'm doing things that are not against the teaching. So for me, how I support others is by modeling growth, regardless if that is in my professional life or in my spiritual life in the church. I always try to model growth in my life. But for me also outside of the church setting, I try to create a more supportive environment, especially coming from my background. I'm a chef by trade, so like I try and support the younger training chefs, because like the industry that I come from, it's not very it's a very pressurized environment. So it's not every day that we get a good support system. So whenever I see passionate young chefs, I always try and encourage them, because there's a lot of talented people, but that passion needs to be sustained. That needs to be encouraged. So that's one of the ways that I encourage growth in my community and my own personal space. So I think that brings us to the end of our topic discussion. But don't be afraid. You can watch any part of our topic discussion by just rewatching, moving that button and rewatching any part of our topic discussion. And also, again, once again, we'd like to thank everybody who joined us during our topic discussion called Making Room for Growth. And we thank everybody who have been commenting, but we are afraid we can't read your comments because there's just so many. But um, we are just going to read out a closing statement for everybody before we proceed to the next part of our program, which is CFO in action. So, growth takes intention. It always asks us to step back, reevaluate, and sometimes tough decisions about what we're holding on to and what we're willing to let go of. Whether it's our time, our thoughts, our mindset, or even our surroundings, ask yourself, what am I making room for? Because of the direction of our growth often depends on the space we create, as we already mentioned. And as members of the Church of Christ, we are encouraged to always strive for growth, especially in our Christian lives. We are constantly reminded to not be complacent, but always improve and grow in faith when it comes to our services to our Almighty God. And as we mentioned, this brings us to the end of our topic discussion, but we'll move straight on to our CFO in action segment. So for those who don't know, CFO is Christian Family Organization in Action, wherein we discuss recently conducted activities in the districts of Britain South, Britain North, and in the District of Ireland. And you'll be seeing in a couple of moments the first activity that we'll be sharing to you in a couple of moments. And the first activity that we have is the Notting Hill blood donation drive. So you'll be seeing that in your screens in a couple of moments. But as we mentioned, we will be discussing or talking about some of the activities that we've just conducted in our districts of Britain South, Britain North, and in Ireland. And while we're waiting for our materials to show up, we'll also be discussing about another activity in our very own district of Ireland, but this time it's in the local congregation of Belfast. And the activity is called Kadiwa and Bithi Boba Making Activity. So you'll be seeing some of the photos for that activity as well. But as we've mentioned, the first activity that we'll be talking about is the blood donation drive conducted in the local congregation of Notting Hill. So while our visual aids are not out, there we are. Um, as you can see, our brethren are so eager, so happy to be joining this activity. I just like to ask our panelists here, have you done your very own blood donation drive activity in your local congregations? Christine and Honey Jean, maybe?
None yet in Southwest, but if you're asking if we have already been to a blood donation, oh, yes, we did. But yeah, shout out to our brethren in Notting Hill. I see Brother Chris Davis in there. Um, and you know what they say about blood donation, Sinley? You can get 10 years younger if you donate your blood.
Oh, okay. We have to donate ours then. CJ, you have to we have to go to the nearest blood donation clinic here in Wicklow in Dublin. So
Yeah,
we'll plan
exactly.
that out.
It's a very nice motivation to go and donate blood, isn't it? Just to be able to get 10 years younger.
So yes, top tip. If you want to look younger, donate blood. Thanks, Honey Jean, for the tip.
But what about okay, so are we going to the next activity now, Senli? I think we are.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So the next one, as Senli has mentioned there earlier, is the Kadiwa and Binhi street food and boba activity. So it's all about foods here in the District of Ireland. So our Kadiwa brethren, as mentioned earlier by Senli, those who are unmarried brethren from the age of 18 and above, and also joined by our brethren in the Binhi organization, those who are baptized members from the age of 12 up until 17, made some street food and boba. So boba basically, it's another term for bubble tea, isn't it?
Milk tea.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
it's a
Milk
black
tea.
pearl, something like in our layman's term,
Exactly.
it's like sago or yeah, a black pearl. Because
A big sago.
Christine and I are from Taiwan, and bubble tea comes from Taiwan.
Oh, I see. There you go.
So,
So
so you
legends.
know the real deal.
Exactly. So they probably have been you guys probably should have been invited there for to be a judge.
We
But
should go to Ireland, really.
exactly, yeah. A shout out to our brethren there in the local congregation of Belfast. It would have been nice if you guys invited us, Sandy, over there when you had the activity. No, just kidding. But we've seen the pictures, and the smiles in the faces were just so bright. And that tells us that you guys have enjoyed it. And so shout out to everybody there.
Right, our comment section is being flooded. So before we proceed to our next segment, let's just get some comments from here. It's so fast. Food. Whoever that is, from Southampton, from Camberwell, Bucklod, Stratford, Wimbledon. I'm so sorry. It's just too fast. How can I get this? I have to
Yeah,
screenshot.
I do have a screenshot for the live chat. So let me say this one. Happy birthday po Tita Glenda from Arian Celestino. And also happy viewing brethren from Bournemouth, Deacon, Secretary, and LOS from Britain South. Greetings from Leslie Tangunan. So this is what I've checked here on the live chat.
Right. Okay, that's a good
Yeah.
idea, Christine. I have here from Sarah Jane Tapiro Gomez. Shout out to our choir director, Brother Jay, from hashtag choir, hashtag Netting Hill in Britain South, and from our sister Alma Luna Hunt from Taunton. Greetings, brethren, from Southwest Congregations, and from Abigail Padiran in Battersea. Shout out to resident minister, Brother Cromwell Correa and family, Jeff Santiago from Cumberwell, and I think that's my screenshot.
And yes, there's just so many of those who are commenting and giving their hashtags. So again, once again, for those who are in Britain South, please comment down your local congregation and your duties as well, so that we could tally that up later when our program is finished. But please continue to flood our comments. We like that. We would like to hear more about the local congregations that have been supporting us all throughout our programs for the past few months. past few months, and there's just so many of you. And again, thank you so much for spending a little bit of your Sunday afternoon with us. We know that so many of you are busy in your own local congregations and group worship services. But before we go ahead and go to the closing part of our program, let's go to our own personal shout out. So I'll go to Christine first. Christine,
Oh,
what's your own personal shout outs? Who do you want to give a shout out first?
okay, thank you, Cindy, for that. So I would like to shout out our resident minister, brother brother Eric Karigma, who is watching right now. Happy viewing po. And also, I would like to greet also my family in the Philippines, my brother Christopher, my sister Christina, who are watching as well now, and as well in the part of Pangasinan as well, they are watching right now. Happy viewing and continue watching. You can watch as well the replay episode of this. That's all, Senli. Thank you.
What about you, Honey Jean? Do you have personal shout outs before we do our very own?
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Before I forgot, yes, my very own local congregation of Turkey. They are watching right now. Happy viewing to all of you there, and see you on Wednesday. Happy viewing to all of the brethren in the local congregation of Turkey. I will not forget that, of course.
Yes, thank you,
Those,
Christine.
those,
Anyway,
those.
sorry. CJ was trying to go on.
Oh no, go ahead, Honey Jean. Sorry.
Okay, sorry. So yeah, I would like to greet Brother Eric Karigma, our new resident minister, and Sister Vanessa Karigma, and all the local congregations in Southwest, Exeter, Taunton, Plymouth, Cornwall, Turkey, and of course, happy birthday to these wonderful sisters in faith, Sister Janet and Melanie Lewis, and of course to our choir organist, Brother Kenneth. Advance happy birthday to you. Have a blast, and all the family, all of my families, the Viernes and Bamaril clan in the Philippines and wherever part of the part of the world. Yeah, that's from me, Cindy. How about you, CJ?
I will go to you first, Henley. Let's go. Shout out.
I just want to point that this out. I know this we greeted the sister already, but I just want to do my part. Sister Erica has just messaged me, and she said to say advance happy birthday to Sister Glenda De Leon in Milan po. Greetings from #Heathrow po. Happy Sunday, everyone. So there you go. And my personal shout outs, my family are just here. They're downstairs, so they're listening. They're tuning in as well. And hello to everyone. What about you, CJ?
I just want to give a shout out to everyone tuning in right now on the YouTube live streaming. Thank you so much for joining us, and to all of the brethren here in the district and all of the districts of Britain North, Britain South, and here, of course, in Ireland. Hope you are all well. And that brings us to the end of our show. Thank you so much, Sandy.
Sister Honey Jean is
Yes.
just about to do our closing bit.
Oh, okay, yeah. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining us.
Yes,
I'm happy to do it as well next
thank
time.
you everyone for joining us today. Before we end our program today, first we would like to greet our beloved Executive Minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo, and our Deputy Executive Minister, Brother Angelo Iranio Manalo. We will also like to say hello to Brother Wally Taray, our station manager, and Brother Montreville Boy, our INC Media Production staff chef. We would like to extend our warm greeting to our district supervising ministers of Britain South, Brother Harley Alcantara, Brother Anthony Peña, our district supervising ministers of Britain North, Brother Pepeto Acuesta, and our district supervising minister for the District of Ireland. We would like to extend our warm greetings to the rest of the ministers and workers in the District of Britain South, Britain North, and Ireland. Thank you po.
Thanks, everyone. Happy Sunday. Bye.
I'm happy to do that close meal next time.
To safeguard our election. He is the guardian of our faith, plays my God in these lost days. Even though we may be miles and miles apart, we truly feel His love and care within our hearts. One faith, one voice, we thank our Almighty God for placing salvation in these last